Hi, welcome to Tuesday's Training Tips with Tuff. And so this week we want to talk about keeping our pets calm during fireworks and New Year celebrations. If you joined us last week, we talked about holiday gatherings. If you've got any holiday gatherings coming up with this new year, I recommend that you go back and watch last week's Tuesday's Training Tips with Tuff. Today, what I want to talk about is the sources of pet anxiety during fireworks and New Year celebrations. So I'm going to tell you that during this time, your pet's anxieties are already heightened just because of the schedule changes that are happening. But not only that, when you have gatherings in your house or in your neighborhoods or outside, there's loud noises, crowds, flashing lights. And so all of those things can contribute to anxiety in our pets. So let's talk about what that looks like. Anxiety in dogs, these are just a scratch of the surface, okay? Anxiety presents in different ways for different dogs depending on their stress levels. So in dogs, we can see things like panting, pacing, trembling, excessive licking, whining, hiding, or even destructive behaviors that are very out of characteristic for your dog. So for example, let's say they've had the same dog bed for about 2 years and all of a sudden they just rip it open this week. Okay, that is going to be something that lets us know that their stress levels are higher than normal. For your cats, it's going to be hissing, hiding, avoiding contact, increased grooming, litter box issues, and they can also become more vocal. For other small animals that you may have in the house, hiding, increased activity, loss of appetite, and unusual vocalizations can also occur with our small animals. So what I encourage you to do is to pay attention to your dog's behavior. They're usually telling us that they're uncomfortable well before an incident occurs with them. So what can we do to manage their anxiety during this weekend? So the first thing that we can do is we can soundproof. So doing so is going to be closing our windows, using noise-canceling headphones. They make those special for dogs. They also make earplugs for dogs. Create a calm space. Provide a familiar, secure hideaway, such as a crate or an enclosed space. I use our master closet because of the clothes in there and where it's located, there's no windows. And so it really soundproofs what's going on outside and gives my dogs a safe place to hang out there. And make sure that you have comfortable bedding and familiar toys. So if you are buying a new bed and new toys and you want to try to put this in this new space, that's not the time to do that right now. And so you want to use that bed that's got the corner chewed out of it this week, so that way your dogs are much more comfortable with those things. Another thing that you can do is you have time. You have time right now to work on desensitizing to noises, okay? I'm going to send you a link on how to do that. So you'll see that in the comment section here. So let's talk about noise. In that space or even in your house, you can play music or white noise. White noise, pink noise, brown noise, all of those are beneficial to dogs. And what you can do is you can play that to mask the fireworks sounds, okay? The desensitizing techniques that we use is we play those sounds that our dogs respond to on low volume with sitting down with our dogs, doing food sharing or doing a seeking exercise or having them do a snuffle mat while you play those sounds at low volumes. And what you do then is you slowly increase the noise. So that is definitely something that you have time to do over the next couple of days before fireworks really become a thing. The other thing that you can do is to make sure that you are pet proofing your home. If you're going to have people coming in and out, and especially on New Year's Eve with the noises and things that are going to be happening outside, make sure that you do not let your dogs have access to that front door. Okay, what you want to do is you want to set up baby gates or anything else that you can do to create a barrier to prevent them from getting out of the house, because that is what happens is someone else opens the door, the dog's already in a panic mode, and then there's noise and they take off, right? We do not want that to happen. Make sure that they have access to food and water and safe chews when you're putting them aside in their space, right? Microchipping and collars. Ensure that your dogs are either microchipped or they're wearing a secure collar with ID tags in case they do become frightened and do escape. I recommend that if your dog is fearful of noises, is to take them out on a leash to do their business, preferably in your backyard in a fenced area, not out front where all of the chaos and things are happening. That's a good way for a dog to slip off of their collar. One of the ways that you can prevent that from happening is using a martingale collar, and I'll put a link to that in here also. We do have those in stock, and so you can pick that up this week if you need a martingale collar, if you know that your dog has noise phobias. The other thing that I want to talk about is just going to be foods. Again, we're celebrating. There's lots of food. Food's going to hit the ground. You're going to have food sitting on your tables, on your counters. And so the things that you want your dogs to avoid are going to be grapes, chocolate, xylitol, and alcohol. Is going to be the big ones that you want to avoid with your dogs. I have a couple of other things that I want to add in that can really help with calming your dog. One of those things is called a thunder shirt, and they work fantastic. If you don't have a thunder shirt, you can even take a t-shirt and put it on your dog and then tie a knot in it so it fits snug, and you'll find that the dogs do well with that. Weighted blankets. I have a weighted blanket for our corgi for the fireworks. He wears a thunder shirt, and he's also on a weighted blanket, and he's also medicated. And so even the medication that he is on does not necessarily stop his anxiety about the noises that are going on outside. It just reduces his, let's say, the emotional response that he gives to that, but it doesn't change the fact that he is still scared. So if you need to talk to your vet, you've got about a day and a half to get in and get some trazodone. But if you have had bad experiences with noise in the past, I recommend that you trazodone is a great product, because what it does is it tones it down a little bit. You're going to find that the recovery after the fireworks is much better, and it's not so extreme during that time. And especially with New Year's Eve, because what I have found is that fireworks start before dark, and they go all night, all the way through into the first. That's a lot of hours for a dog who has noise phobia to be stressed out. That's going to stress you out. It's going to stress everyone in your house out, and it's going to affect your sleep. And so if you need trazodone, get some trazodone on board. We also add CBD on top of that trazodone for Tuff. He is the only dog that we have that has noise phobia. The other two dogs could care less about what's going on, but when he's upset, then the other dogs get upset also, and so they will follow his lead. So what we do is we prepare by starting the trazodone dosing the morning of, and then the afternoon, and then we dose on top of that in the evening, just so that we already have some in his system once the fireworks start, so that we're not trying to gain control of his anxiety. We already have it managed before those fireworks start. So we also do carry CBD calming products. If you've not tried CBD calming products on your dog, don't do it on New Year's Eve. Try it tonight, tomorrow night, and see how they do. Because their response on that may not be what you think it's going to be on New Year's Eve if they're fighting through it or if they've never been on that product before. So I definitely recommend you try and see what your dog's response is for that. And also I want to talk about firework recovery. Your dogs are going to be very leery of going outside the next day, and for some dogs it's up to 2 weeks before you'll be able to get them to go back outside on a normal schedule. And so firework recovery is also something that you need to consider with your dogs, and making sure that you're setting up them to succeed and be successful in overcoming that anxiety even after the fireworks have gone. And I have a blog on the fireworks recovery, and I will put that link into this video also. So my name is Christy May, and I am the founder and CEO of Legend Acres and Legends Heroes, and we're wishing all of you a happy new year and a safe and comfortable celebration moving from 2023 to 2024. Thank you.